Filthy Rich, the documentary series from 2020, is getting a sequel today that focuses on the accomplice to the original's focus, Ghislaine Maxwell. But what will the documentary focus on specifically? I'm Adam Andrews with Where Are They Now, and let me give you an idea of what we could expect. Filthy Rich Ghislaine Maxwell will be released on Netflix on Friday, November 25th with a running time of 1 hour and 41 minutes. It is a sequel to the increasingly hard-to-watch 2020 series that covered Ghislaine's accomplice and the main perpetrator of the crimes. Unlike the previous 3-part docu-series though, this will be a single feature. In December 2021, Maxwell was found guilty and convicted by a jury in US federal court on 5 incredibly concerning counts carrying a potential custodial sentence of up to 65 years imprisonment. In the end though, Maxwell was only sentenced to 20 years in prison, despite prosecutors pushing for a sentence of 30 to 55 years in prison. Fortunately, Maxwell still faces another trial for perjury on 2 occasions that she lied during the trial of her accomplice, with each count carrying a maximum sentence of about 5 years. If she will be given the maximum sentence is totally unknown at this point, but let's hope it's the case. Now, the trailer for this documentary shows that it will be fully exploring Maxwell's background, presumably including her relationship with her father, Robert Maxwell, who could honestly get a true crime show all of his own. It will obviously also include her relationship with her accomplice and former boyfriend, the part that Maxwell played in both of their crimes, and the incredibly strange and lengthy trial that led to her sentencing. Now, obviously the crimes committed here are the main focus of this documentary, so while the prequel docuseries did go into detail about what these crimes were, the sequel will likely cover them as well. Unfortunately, due to YouTube's demonetization rules, I can't actually say what these crimes are. Most people are aware of the situation, but the crimes committed here are some of the most despicable and uncomfortable acts out there. Here is a trigger warning, just look it up before you decide to jump in. Okay. Filthy Rich also features survivors of the duo who will likely describe the horrors that they faced with their first-hand encounters. Victims like Virginia Giuffre, Sarah Ransom, Maria Farmer, Jennifer Arouse, Annie Farmer, and their lawyers could and most definitely will make appearances in the documentary. If it is anything like the first documentary, then we will also seemingly dance into the territory of other benefactors of the criminal enterprise that Maxwell was a part of, including the exceedingly rich, famous celebrities, former presidents, and certain royal family members. As of the 28th of April 2021, Maxwell was held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, with her lawyers requesting multiple times for her release on bond until her sentencing, but she was denied bail as a flight risk thanks to her, quote, completely opaque finances, but also the fact that Maxwell had a skill for going into hiding. Her skill at being almost impossible to find actually had the authorities unable to find her to directly serve the criminal and former socialite with court documents. She only communicated with the court through her lawyers, and even they did not know her address. The district judge even had to grant a motion for alternative service on the grounds that the plaintiff's efforts to reach Maxwell were persistently thwarted, which included hiring a private investigation firm that attempted service at 3 physical addresses, sending information to several email addresses, and reaching out to the lawyers actively representing Maxwell in another lawsuit who refused to accept services on her behalf. So, presumably the documentary will also go into how exactly she managed to do that and the phone tracking system that was used to finally locate her. The documentary may also cover Maxwell's numerous attempts at trying to keep documents sealed that were part of a suit by one of the former victims. These documents were eventually released anyways, and they included a deposition given by the victim and more recent email exchanges between Maxwell and her accomplice. Overall, the documentary will just shed light on the acts of an incredibly wealthy criminal, a monster who used her power, wealth, and influence to bribe, blackmail, prey on, and take advantage of those who didn't know any better or who were not in a position to help themselves. They were put into situations no one should ever be placed in, and were often trapped in places with no escape. There is a lot about this situation I'm not allowed to say at the risk of demonetization, but that in no way means we are going to overlook the serious crimes that were overseen, facilitated, and committed by Ghislaine Maxwell, a monster who fed other monsters. I'm Adam Andrews with Where Are They Now? Always remember to stay safe and well informed out there, and I'll catch you next time.